It's time now for French Connections, our weekly look at the intricacies of life here in France with our very own Florence Villeneuve. Hi, Flo. Today we are going to focus on a very important stage of life, a rite of passage, if you like, for most French people. That is passing the national end of high school exam called the Baccalaureate, or the Bac.
It's so important. It's our word du jour. We're going to start with the word du jour, le bac. It is hands down the most stressful thing you do as a teenager. It happens at the end of your final year of high school, lycée. It's called terminal, which is quite ominous. And usually you're about 18 years old when you pass the bac. As you said, it's a rite of passage that really sets the course for the rest of your life. And it's so important that a lot of French people call it a national monument because it's been around for a really long time, more than 200 years. It was created by Napoleon in 1808 and has really withheld the test of time. It's been occasionally postponed but never canceled, and this despite 2 world wars and the May 68 uprising.
Now, of course, lots of countries have national qualification exams. You've got the SATs in the US, the A-levels in the UK, but the bac is considered to be particularly tough.
Well, French people love to brag about the bac and how tough it is because it implies that French kids are really smart, though arguably it isn't the toughest end-of-year exam. Now, there are 3 types of baccalaureates. You have the professional baccalaureate, which prepares you for over 80 wide-ranging professions, from carpentry to baking to dentistry. You also have the technological baccalaureate, which focuses on sciences and computers. And then you have the classic general baccalaureate.
Now, students who sit that general bac, they actually choose between 3 concentrations or 3 tracks, if you like.
They're called a filière here in France. Let's take a look at these filières. You have S, which focuses on sciences and math, ES, which focuses on economics and social science, and L, which focuses on literature, the humanities, and art. Now, there's an unsaid hierarchy in these filières. S is seen as being the most difficult, the most prestigious. You also have ES, which is seen as being pretty good, not for the best students, but for pretty good students. And then you have L, which is seen as being for the slackers. And I know that's really
so unfair. I would have done L if I had done my bac here.
Well, it's for people who really love art and literature. Now, you have to choose really wisely between these different options because in France, you're put on an academic and professional track, and it's really hard to jump tracks down the line. And so it's really a tough choice. At the age of 16, you pretty much have to decide what you want to do when you grow up.
Now, regardless of the concentration that you choose, all the students are tested on a very wide range of subjects.
It's pretty intense, and it puts a really heavy workload on French students because the idea is for French students to be well-rounded. So you're tested on very classic core topics like math and science, history, the French language and literature, but also philosophy and sports. Now, that's also one.
This philosophy thing I find so fascinating because it's traditionally the first exam to kick off the bac season, and the whole country focuses in on it.
It's a big deal. Papers relay the questions. People discuss the topics themselves. Let's take a look at some examples from 2016. The questions are pretty deep. You can see, does working less lead to a better life? Do we always know what we want? Is desire by nature unlimited? Now, what's interesting about exam day or exam period, which usually takes place in June, is it's really stressful, and it seems like the whole nation is kind of stressing out for these students taking the bac. There's a whole protocol about how the exam day takes place, how the subjects are opened, the color of your scrap paper, and drastic steps are actually taken to stamp out fraud and cheating.
I'm going to pass through each exam room with this machine, which detects if candidates are connected with a phone or a smartwatch. During the mock exams, we caught a candidate using a smartwatch.
It's very James Bond activity going on there. Now, students are graded anonymously after the baccalaureate, and the pass mark is 10 out of 20 points. Now, as you can imagine, after so much stress, results day is a big deal. It can be, I guess, the worst day of your life or the best day of your life.
I passed. I passed, Dad. I told you I'd get it. Are you proud or what? I'm the best. I passed.
Now, one thing to note is that the bac actually does have its critics, not just the students, in fact, who are sitting the exam. Some people say it's actually lost its value over time.
Well, people say it's lost its value because more and more people actually take the baccalaureate. Let's take a look at some figures. In the 1940s, you can see about 30,000 people took the baccalaureate. These days, it's around 700,000, and more people pass the exam as well. Let's take a look at the figures. In the 1960s, about 60% of people passed the exam, and these days you can see it's almost 90%. In fact, 2016 was a record 88.5%. Older people say that these days passing the bac is kind of a walk in the park, but a lot of critics say that because of this, the exam has actually lost its value and should be scrapped altogether. That being said, some people are still attached to it.
Young people are attached to the idea of a final exam. Why? Because it's egalitarian. Everyone's treated the same way. The high school you come from doesn't count in your final grade. Everyone is equal.
These days, it's hard to get a job with the bac alone, but it still has value. Despite the criticism you hear, it's the first chance you have to enter the job market.
A lot of people disagree with that, though, and say that the bac doesn't actually give you the qualification that you need to get a good job these days. But despite all the criticism, reforming the bac is explosive. It's such a national institution that it's going to stick around for a while.
Florence Villeminot, thank you so much. You are watching France 24, French Connections. If you have other questions for Florence Villeminot about anything about France, be sure to send her a tweet at Flo Villeminot.
The Observer's Direct.
In the favelas of Rio de Janeiro, 3 people die every day at the hands of the police. But citizens are fighting back, using their mobile phones. Our observer Diego was there when one young man was killed. And our observer Guillaume has developed a website to gather videos showing police brutality, using video as a tool for justice.
The Observer's Direct. En France 24 and France24.com.